Hello everyone and welcome back to Yoga on Ashley G Wellness. I'm Ashley and today I wanted to do a yoga class themed around the concept of our inner light. And so I titled this class Shine. And back when I was a really young child, we used to sing this song, This Little Light of Mine. As I've gotten older, I've been able to attach more meaning to this song, and it really is like, it means to me to not hide that fire, that spark, that shine, that part of you that is who you truly are, to not hide that from the world. And that can go in the form of gifts, like how you show up in the world, what gifts do you have to offer to the world, your talents and things like that. It can also just have to do with just being you, genuinely you, and not being afraid of being perceived as weird or the oddball, not being afraid of people not liking you because of this, and just allowing yourself the freedom to really get in touch with that inner light within you. And this inner light, what I love about this concept is that this light, you can look at it like a flame, like a candle. And this light is the same light that is within someone else. And those lights are the same and are begun by something greater than ourselves. And so we're all connected through this light or this flame. And when we connect with that within ourselves, we can also connect with that within everyone else. We can connect with that with the greater consciousness. And it generally has a way of helping us to stay connected and true to who we are, so that we may go forth in the world offering what we have come to this planet with in this life and helping to make the world a better place by staying true to our gifts, by shining, by not hiding that light inside of each one of us. So for today's class, we'll be doing some heart-opening postures, but overall the class will be pretty balanced. Let's go ahead and get started. Feel free to close your eyes or gaze at a point out in front of you. Take a moment here just to drop into yourself. Check in with how you're feeling, how you're doing mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And just take this time to really just bring this greater awareness of yourself, your truest, deepest, most part of you, your flame, your light. Take a full breath in. Exhale with a sigh. And gently open your eyes. Please begin on all fours, hands and knees. And then walk your hands a little bit more forward out in front of you, your knees a little bit more behind you, curl your toes under and come into a downward facing dog. Push your arms down and forward, your legs down and back. Feel free to wiggle around a little bit if you'd like, or you can just be still. Maybe reaching your heels to or toward the floor. Slowly come forward into the top of a push-up. Round your spine as you do. Look forward. Then push back, downward dog. Shift forward, plank. Downward dog. Last one, plank pose. This time lower halfway down, chaturanga, point your elbows back. And on your inhale, straighten your arms, tops of feet down. Lift through your sternum, shoulders back, upward dog. Downward facing dog, push back. Step your right foot outside your right hand. Take your right hand to your right thigh and twist to your right. Reach your right arm straight up toward the ceiling, reaching through all your fingers. Keep your breath slow and steady, your gaze focused on steady points. Lower your hand to the floor, press back, downward dog. Step your left foot outside your left hand, back heel lifted, left hand to left thigh twist. Lift your left arm, reach up. Push through your feet, reach through your arms. Lower your hand, downward dog. Back to plank pose. Lower halfway down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Then exhale, chaturanga. Lower all the way down. And then from here, take your arms alongside your torso. Point your palms up, close your fingers. Push the tops of your feet down so your knees lift up. Shoulders back and just lift your torso off the floor while rooting through your hips. Breathe here. Lift your chin, but keep the back of your neck long. Stay here, lift arms and legs, Shalabhasana. Squeeze your thumbs in, ankles in. Point your kneecaps straight down. Lower down, rest your head on your hands. Look forward, interlace your fingers behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades toward each other. Work your arms towards straight. Push down through your hips, lift your knuckles up. Lift your feet up, lift your head up. Same thing as the last one. Squeeze your legs in, knees point down. Lift through your sternum, lift your chin. Rest other side of your face on your hands or forehead to hands. This time, interlace your fingers behind your head. Make sure it's your skull, not your neck. Go all the way, fingers to the webbing, include your thumbs. Bend your knees one at a time, lift and lower your leg. Then pull your heels toward your hips. Squeeze your inner thighs and ankles together. Then widen your elbows out to the sides, lift your chin. Keep pushing head and hands into each other and pull your flesh of your scalp toward the top of your head with your hands. Lift your sternum, lift your torso a little higher. Elbows a little wider, push feet up, knees off the floor, crocodile, makarasana. Don't hold your breath. Rest, forehead to hands. Lift your head, place your hands by your sternum, curl your toes under, push up, plank, press back, downward dog. Take some breaths. Stretch your spine. Look forward between your hands, bend your knees, step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Feel free to bend your knees, ribs to thighs, face toward your shins. Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, lengthen. Exhale, fold again. Heart first, head last. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Bend your knees. Set your hips pretty deep, thighs toward parallel to the floor, and then lift your head. Lift your torso, lift your arms, Uttanasana, chair pose. Squeeze your legs in, lift up through your chest, pull your shoulders back, lift your chin. Inhale, reach up. Keep your arms up, interlace your fingers. Extend your pointer finger across your thumbs. Stretch tall as you lean your hips to your left, torso to your right. Push evenly through your inner feet. Lean as much to one side as you push your hips to the other. Turn yourself as sideways as possible. Ribs back toward your spine. Inhale, reach up, switch the clasp of your fingers to the non-dominant, hips to your other side, torso to the other side. Push arms straighter, legs straighter. Evenly press through your inner feet. Inhale, come back up. Lower your arms by your side, mountain pose. Inhale, reach up through your arms. Exhale, gather the air, gather the prana, hands in front of your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, gather all the way to your heart. One more inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms in front of your heart slowly. Bring fingertips together in front of your chest, bend your knees, step or jump, feet wide, arms wide. Then turn your toes in slightly, heels a little wider than your pinky toe. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Go for the non-dominant clasp. Extend your arms towards straight behind you. Lean hips back, torso forward, and fold. Feel free to do hands to floor variation instead. Go heart first, head last. Push more through your inner and outer feet. Lift your inner arches of your feet up. Root through your legs. Place your hands on the floor. On an inhale, lengthen your spine. Take hands back to hips, shoulders back, and stand up. Take your arms wide to the side, turn your right toes out. Triangle pose, hips to your left, torso to your right. Reach, right hand to shin, ankle, or the floor. Turn your torso more sideways. Tack your left hip back. Push your legs longer. Try to get your torso and head in line with your right leg. Extended side angle. Bend your right knee. Feel free to take your right forearm to your thigh or right hand outside your right foot to a block or the floor. Push through your back leg. Reach through your left arm and again be as sideways as possible. Breathing slow, deep, even breaths. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Take left hand to hip, look down and forward. Bend your left knee, step left hand or right hand forward into your right. Lift your left leg, and then take your left leg parallel to the floor. Activate your left leg so your leg is strong but lighter. Stay here, reach your top arm up. Maybe gaze upward. Breathe here. You're going to do a squat, so look down at the floor. Take your left foot parallel with your right foot, even if you step off your mat, and then hip distance or wider with your feet. Bend your knees, set your hips low, lean back on your heels, place your palms in front of your heart, lift up through your sternum, move your shoulders back, and squeeze your knees into your arms. Feel free to close your eyes. Lean back into your right foot. Take your right hand back where it was for half moon. Lift your left leg back, left arm up. Try not to fall, it's hard. And then step your left leg way back and stand up, wide stance. Great, we're gonna do the other side. Turn your left toes out. Tone your thighs, lift your kneecaps. Lean your hips to your right, torso to your left, reach. Place your left hand to your shin, ankle, floor, or block. Turn your belly toward the ceiling. Reach your right arm longer. Tack your right hip back. Side angle, bend your left knee, left hand outside your foot or forearm to thigh, reach your right arm beyond your ear, twist. Press more through your right leg, reach more through your right arm. Half moon, right hand to hip. Step into your left leg, left hand a little forward into your left. Right leg parallel to the floor, grow your legs longer. Be strong in your legs. Reach your right arm up. Maybe gaze up. Squat to your right, feet outer hip distance. Make your weight even between your feet as you lower your hips. Lean back toward your heels, palms in front of your heart. Shoulders back into legs, squeeze legs into shoulders. Reach tall through the top of your head. And then lean to your left foot, left hand where it was before. Right hand to right hip. Slowly take your right leg back. Then step your right leg way back. Stand up. Bring fingertips in front of your heart, bend your knees, step. Or jump feet together, arms by your side. Okay, come down into downward facing dog. Side plank, variation 1. Take your right knee to the floor, your left foot behind your right foot, and then plant your whole left foot into the floor. Take your left arm up. Do make sure your bottom hand is slightly in front of your right shoulder, so not directly underneath it, but out at a little bit of an angle. Move your right shoulder back as you push your right hand down, forward, and to the right to strengthen your right shoulder. Lower your left hand to the floor. Left knee to the floor, switch sides, right foot behind left foot. Lift your right arm up. Reach through your fingers. Lower your right hand, lower your right knee. Take your left leg straight back behind you. And then slide your right foot under your left foot. And stack your ankles. Lift your left leg up. Left arm up, I mean. And then breathe here. Lower your left hand. Go to your left side. You can go straight into it or start with your knee on the floor. Slide your left foot under your right foot. Stack your ankles. Reach your right arm toward the ceiling. And breathe. Lower your hand. Downward dog. Lift your left leg high. Push length through your left leg as you bend your left knee. Reach through your knee. Now stack your hips as you come to your outer right foot, but try to keep the whole sole of your right foot down. Bend your right knee as you step your left foot way back for Wild Thing. Push your feet down, reach your hips up, and then curl back. Bend your knee, flip back over. Take your left leg, same leg that was up, forward. Back heel vertical. Lift your torso, reach your arms up. Lunging warrior 1. Lower your hands to the floor, downward dog. Lift your right leg high this time. Reach through your right leg, grow your leg longer, bend your knee. Push through your knee, stack your hips, come more onto your outer left foot, but push the whole sole of your foot toward the floor. Bend your left knee, step your right foot behind you, Wild Thing. Push feet down, hips up, curl back. Back to three-legged dog. To lunging warrior 1, right foot forward. Back heel vertical. Lift your torso, Lift your arms. Stretch up. Sit low. Ribs back. Lower your hands. Press back, plank. Lower all the way down onto your belly. Come up for Sphinx Pose. Take your elbows slightly in front of your shoulders, and then your wrists straight out in front of your elbows. Push through your hips, pull your ribs back, shoulders back, and then lift up through your sternum, your chin, and breathe here. Feel free to keep this variation or keep everything the same and just drop your head forward to get a little bit more stretch on the back of your neck. Lift your head back up. Turn your left forearm so it's parallel to the short edge of your mat. Bend your right knee. Reach back with your right hand to grab your foot and pull your heel toward your right hip. Start to turn your right elbow up as you turn your fingers forward. And then square your hips more to the floor. Turn your ribs so your left ribs go back, right ribs move forward, squaring your torso forward. Half frog. Feel free to stay in this low variation, or you can take your left hand out in front of your left elbow, push your left hand down, hips forward, tailbone forward, and straighten your left arm, elevated half frog. Lift the base of your skull away from your spine. Lower your forearm, lower your foot. Second side, take right forearm parallel to the short edge of your mat. Reach back with your left hand, grab your foot, pull your heel toward your hip, turn your fingers over your toes if you can, and then get your hips to the floor, torso more forward. Push through your right arm, don't just collapse into your shoulder, and reach your right leg straight back. Feel free to keep this variation or right hand in front of you, elevated half frog, push down, tailbone forward, right arm straight. Slowly lower back down. Lower your foot, rest on your hands for a couple breaths. Downward dog. Start with your ankles together and slide your right knee behind your right wrist for pigeon prep. Lower your left knee to the floor, slide it back. Stay upright. As you stay upright, it is already a back bend, so press your tailbone forward, move your torso back, and try to get as straight up and down as possible. Now from here, you could stay or add the quad stretch. You can either have right hand in front of your shin on the floor or on your right thigh, whatever feels better. Push through your legs, bend your left knee, then reach back, grab your foot with your left hand. From here, you could stay and just get an armpit and pec stretch on your left arm, or bend your elbow to pull your heel toward your hip like you did in half frog. From here, turn your hips, torso forward, and breathe here. Feel free to stay in this variation or mermaid variation. Slide your left elbow around your left foot, point your fingers up, and then reach your right arm up. Stay long, bend your right elbow, grab for your left fingers, keep your torso turning forward, lift your chin and push your head back into your right arm. Another variation would be to just hold the back of your head with your right hand and just let your left arm be out like so. Lower your hands, lower your foot, downward dog. Switch to the other side. Take your left knee forward. Lower your right knee, slide it back. Press your tailbone forward. And then from here, lift your torso a little bit taller. Stay here or quad stretch. Reach back, grab your right foot. Maybe just do the armpit pec stretch. Maybe pull your heel toward your hip. Turn fingers forward, square hips and torso more forward. Keep pressing your tailbone forward to take some of it out of your lower back. Stay here or mermaid. Slide your right elbow over top of your right foot. Push your foot into your arm for leverage. Reach your left arm up. Again, you could stay here or hold the back of your head with your hand or grab your fingers. Turn forward. Lower down. Downward dog. Step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand up, reach up. And exhale, palms in front of your heart. Anjali Mudra. All right. Around the middle of your mat or wherever you can be where you don't have things behind you as you kick your leg back, go ahead and set that up. And then reach for your right foot with your right hand. Try to line up your knees. Take your left arm straight out in front of you. Now from here, make sure you're rooted down through your standing leg. Keep your gaze steady and focused. From here, kick your foot into your hand until your arm straightens. Notice if your low back collapses, press your tailbone forward. Kick your foot back again. Push your foot up. Then start to hinge forward. Keep your hips squared toward the front and floor. Keep kicking your foot into your hand into your foot, and then kick your foot up a little higher as you take your torso a little lower. Baby dancer. Slowly stand up. Lower your foot. Great, we're gonna do the other side. Take your left foot with your left hand. Right arm out in front of you. And then push your foot into your hand, squeeze your legs in. Move your shoulders back, start with square hips, square torso to the front. Kick your foot back into your hand, pull a hand back into your foot, kick foot back and up. Then whenever you feel ready, start to lean forward. The more forward you lean, the more you gotta kick. Keep your gaze steady, kick foot up, torso forward, hold. Slowly stand up. Awesome. All right, downward dog. Sideways plank. We'll start on your right side. So balance on your right foot. You can also do knee down variation and do the exact same thing. All right, now from here, stacked ankles or knee down, reach your left arm up. Make sure your right wrist is slightly in front of your shoulder. Lift your left leg, bend your left knee, reach back for your left foot. That already can be really hard. That might be where you work. Push foot into hand into foot, kick foot back, hips forward, chest up, shoulders back, head back. Maybe start to lean your weight forward, but turn your torso toward the ceiling. If you're in the full variation, feel free to step back, wild thing. If your knee is down, you won't be able to do that. Then come back to downward dog to switch to the other side. And always feel free to pause the video, back it up, rewatch, and then do it again. All right, come on to your left side. Stack your ankles or left knee to the floor, left hand a little in front of your shoulder, reach your right arm up. Lift your right leg. Bend your right knee. Slow movements are better. Grab your foot. Push your foot into your hand into your foot. Push through your left leg. Push hips forward, shoulders back, curl back. Maybe turn your torso toward the ceiling as you lean your weight to the front of your body. And again, if you're in the full variation, maybe a wild thing, then go back to down dog. Child's pose. Knees wide, big toes together. Forehead, tip of nose on the floor. Catch your breath. Come up to all fours. Reach your right arm all the way up to the right. Swing your right arm under your left arm. Shoulder and ear to the floor. Parivrtta Balasana, stay here. Walk your left fingers forward into your right. Push with your left arm, pull with your right arm. Square your hips. Push even weight through your knees. Walk your left hand back. Push down to untwist, reach your right arm all the way back up. Lower your hand, reach your left arm all the way up. Twist. Feel free to walk your right hand forward into your left. Push with your right arm, pull with your left arm. Shoulder blades toward each other. Even weight through your legs. Walk your right hand back. Push down through your right hand, reach your left arm all the way back up. Lower your hand. Lie on your back. Place your feet hip distance flat on the floor. Point your toes straight ahead. And then walk your shoulders in one at a time. Push your head, shoulders, and feet down. Lift your hips for bridge pose. Keep pressing the back of your head down and lifting your chin away from your chest. Feel free to grab the outer edges of your mat or interlace your fingers underneath you and walk your shoulders in again. Make it so that your spine lifts up away from the floor and your shoulders push down, lifting your spine. Push your knees away from your hips. Pull your heels toward your hips. Feel free to stay working here. Or unclasp your hands, place your hands by your ears for full wheel Urdhva Dhanurasana, hands a little wider than you think. Push through your hands and feet, push up to the top of your head, or go right into it. If you're on the top of your head, move your shoulders back and away from the floor, push through your feet, roll toward your nose, and then push your arms towards straight. If you have straight arms, you can push through your feet to pump your chest through your arms as you rotate your upper inner arms and armpits back. Slowly take yourself all the way back down to the floor. You can either just do rest, knees together, feet wide, or do a few windshield wipers, legs go side to side, staggered, not stacked. Slow your breath rate by lengthening your breath mindfully. Come back to center, and then let your knees fall and stagger to your right. Feel free to stay here, hook your right foot or your sole of your foot or your ankle to your left knee or thigh. And push your foot into your leg into your foot, extending your knee toward the wall rather than the floor. Maybe grab onto your left wrist with your right hand as you pull up in the opposite direction. Let go of your wrist and foot. Lift your legs back up, hips to center, and then let your knees drop to the left. Hook your left foot or ankle over your right thigh or knee. Push foot into leg, leg into foot, and grab your right wrist with your left hand and pull in the opposite direction. Unhook your foot and wrist, come back up, hips to center. Heel toe your feet toward each other. Pull your right knee towards you, and with your left hand, grab onto your outer right thigh. Take your right arm out to the right, either like an airplane or a cactus. Just drop your hips over to the left. Rotate your outer right hip away from your right shoulder. You could stay here in this variation or slide your left hand down to your outer right foot. Slide your left leg straight and come more onto your outer hip as you kick your right leg towards straight. Maybe even taking your right foot to the floor, gazing up or to the right. Gently bend your knees. Come back up. Lower your foot, hips to center. And switch sides. Pull your left knee toward you. Grab your outer left thigh with your right hand, left arm to the left. Come onto your outer right hip. Push your outer left hip away from your left shoulder. Again, feel free to stay here or grab onto your outer left foot with your right hand. Slide your right leg towards straight, scoot your hips a little more underneath you, and then kick your left leg to the right. Gaze up or to the left. Gently bend your knees. Lift your legs back up, hips to center. And then from inside your legs, grab outside your feet, happy baby. Push your feet and your hands into each other. Gently rock side to side. Feel free to bend and straighten one knee at a time, or keep your legs bent, or straighten both legs at the same time. And slide your hands down to the tops of your ankles, pulling heels toward your hips. Let your knees go wide, legs relax, but hands holding your feet in place. Just allow your upper shoulders to relax, your eyebrows, your jaw to relax. And gently pull your legs back in with your arms. Wrap your arms around your legs. Give yourself a hug, recline child's pose. Feel free to rock a little side to side again or in circles. Do anything else you think you might need before you take Shavasana. And as always, recommend that you take the full time I've allotted in the rest of the video for Shavasana, or feel free to take longer. Just remember to turn off your autoplay. And whenever you feel ready, slowly come down to rest. Thank you all so much for coming to practice with me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And remember to Never hide your light.